Well, thank you for being here because, in the end, if our government doesn't respond to people in need, it doesn't serve its legitimate purpose. And all of you have observed over the last couple of days all the dysfunction in Washington. And I can't tell you how important it is that you're here. Because if you go away, that's typically what the federal bureaucracy does. They wear you down, they ignore you until you go away. My one piece of advice to you, do not go away. And please know that there are people here in Washington that are responsive to you and that are listening. And always remember, from those that you have lost, there is still light to guide you from the love that they gave you. Thank you very much for including me.
Thank you so much. I want to ask just one question. Are you fed up? It's unbelievable, just totally unbelievable. I had a conversation yesterday with the FDA. I asked them, what's taking so long? 8 months. 8 months I appeared before them and gave the testimony of why we thought it should be reclassified to their committee. And they, for the first time, agreed to do it. They agreed. And nothing's been done. So I want you to know we haven't forgotten. You're on the front line, and I appreciate so much all the organizations coming together. And it really is what it's about. For our government to work for this great country of ours and the society we've lost, we can't afford to lose another generation. My little state's been hit so hard, but let me just tell you, everywhere I go, I talk to people. I said, is there anybody in a crowd that I'm speaking, I don't care where it is, there's not one person that hasn't been affected by illegal drug use, or illegal or prescription drug abuse. Not one. Whether it's their family member, a very close member of their family or extended family. Everybody has somebody who's been affected. So it's of epidemic proportion. And if this is a fight that we can't lose, you lose this fight, God help us all. In the last 11 years, think of this. A loss of life by overdose has been up 287%. 287% over 11 years, and we've still not done a thing about it. There's not a person, remember this, there's not one congressperson, there's not one senator that's not been affected by legal and illegal drug abuse. Not one of us. So we're on the front line with you. God bless you. Thank each and every one of you. God bless the great country of the United States of America. Thank you all.
Well, thank you, Avi, and thank you for your stalwartness. And I'd like to say this to so many here, including those who have suffered losses. I look at the pictures and I feel your pain, and I have such respect for those who have come here who have lost loved ones to this prescription drug abuse epidemic. Because you know what the scriptures say? It's very easy to curse the darkness. And when you've lost a child or a spouse or a parent, a relative, it's easy to curse the darkness. But it takes great strength and courage and fortitude to light a candle, to take the darkness away so that other people will not suffer as you will always suffer because of the hole in your heart that never heals when you lose a loved one. And I promise you this, in honor of your children, in honor of your friends, in honor of your relative, in honor of all those beautiful pictures that I'm looking at here, which are certainly equal more than 1,000 words, I will not rest until our legislation becomes law. We beat the scourge of prescription drugs, and there won't be any more people having to join you holding pictures in the future. Thank you very much.
Let me first commend Judy and all that have worked so hard, not only on this issue each and every day of their lives, but in organizing this rally and presenting to the members of Congress and to Capitol Hill just how fed up we are, how fed up our nation should be. And like each of you, I'm fed up as well. Fed up with the pain and the loss that addiction has inflicted on our families and communities. I'm fed up with the pain and the loss that addiction has meant to members of families across this country. Indeed, I'm fed up with the whole sorry mess. This is an issue that transcends party lines, political lines, philosophical lines, all societal lines, whether you're 9 or 90, whether you're rich or poor. This affects us all. And I want you to know that I'm there ready to fight, willing to fight, have been fighting, and will continue to fight. And God bless each of you, and God bless our great United States of America. Thank you.
I don't know why the press hasn't latched on to this national epidemic like they should have. But the Center for Disease Control has called it a national epidemic. We finally, I think, have the FDA's half concerned. They've been making some changes that we've been pushing now for years and years, decades even. More to come, more needs to be done, but at least I think we've got the FDA's interest in what you are working toward. I just wanted to come by and say thank you for being here. I've got to run quickly because we've got a couple of things that's working out today in this town. But thank you for being here. Thanks for the work that you're doing back home and nationally. You are making a dent. We are beginning now to see some real progress in my own state of Kentucky. Overdose deaths declined last year for the first time in I don't know when. So thank you, God bless, and keep up the great work.
Such an honor for me to be here. As you all know, we're in the midst of a crisis that's destroying lives and hurting families and across the country, including here in the congressional district. I am not talking about the shutdown. I am talking about the epidemic of opioid drugs. Look, this crisis has gone on long enough. Too many lives have already been lost. Too many individuals and families have been damaged as a result of the opioid crisis. We cannot wait any longer. We must take federal action. When? Now. We can save lives and families of those who don't need to suffer and protect families from the suffering, the harmful effects that result from the misuse of opioids. I am so grateful to all of you being here. I'm glad to see that you are fed up. I am too, and we can make a difference. When? Now. Thank you very much for what you're doing.
Thank you to all of you, especially those that have lost so much, that you take time out of a very difficult life to come to Washington and make sure your voices are heard and to make sure those that have lost their lives did not lose their lives in vain and that something good can come out of it. And if we can save even one life, if we can save even one teenager, then it is all worth it. So know that you have a partner here. I had a whole big long speech, but I know you've been here a long time. You've heard most of the statistics, and unfortunately you live it. So you're the experts. and that's the other reason why I want you to know I'm here, is that I'm committed to meeting with groups like yours to learn as much as I can so I can be a better, more effective advocate and voice, whether I'm sitting across the table from the FDA or whether I'm sitting with Chairman Hal Rogers, who you couldn't have, he's the Chairman of Appropriations, you couldn't have a stronger partner than Hal Rogers from Kentucky in this fight. He gets it, and there's a cadre of members that this issue is visceral. It really rings home. It's in our hearts. For me, it's because Staten Island has the worst epidemic of all 5 boroughs, and now I know so many people that have lost sons and daughters and loved ones, and I don't want to see any more death. I don't want to see any more families ripped apart senselessly. We have to do more. We should be doing more. We have to fight for the funding. We have to make sure these programs are effective, and you are a big part in making that happen. So I want to say thank you to all of you. I hope you have a great rally, a great march. God bless you, and I'm very proud to stand with you. Hope to see you soon.